Just 2 years ago, World Hockey got underway amid a whirl of skepticism, and here they are playing the Soviet Union in the Summit Series and heading into their third, a bigger and better season. One of the driving forces behind the WHA and also the chairman of the steering committee for Team Canada 74 is Winnipeg's Ben Hatskin. Ben, a very exciting and productive first period.
God, it was great, Al, and we predicted that our team would come out there and give all they have, and it just shows what a bunch of fellas can get together, and they're just going back and forth, and this is going to be, I think, one of those great ones. If you think 72 is a great one, well, God, I hope my heart can handle it this day.
Ben, going into the new league season, you've added some teams, and you've got some bigger and better and younger and more superstars, and you've also got the addition of some good buildings.
Yes, our WHA has now Edmonton with a 16,000, Cleveland with about 17,000, Indianapolis with 16,000, Phoenix with 15,000. And in other words, in the last 2 years, our main trouble was the buildings. And now we're just getting the new arenas, and we're doing it. I think that everybody in the WHA is doing a great job. And we sure are happy to be representing Canada today.
Well, I'll tell you, this is a tremendous showcase for your league and the stars of your league, and the way it's turning out, so far, it's doing the league nothing but good.
I think it's going to do our league a lot of good. We'll hope we can win, but all I can say is for Team Canada 74, they'll give everything they got.
Ben, thanks very much, and good luck in the series.
Thank you very much.
Now let's go back upstairs to Johnny Esau.
A couple of interesting notes here from this new game recorder that we have, and it indicates that Serge Bernier has won 99% of the face-offs that he's been involved in. The two captains of the respective sides are receiving television sets, and each game the players will vote as to the outstanding player, and they will then receive watches, or at least television sets, and then at the end of each game a panel will select the most outstanding player, and he will receive a set of Olympic coins. But to get to some other interesting statistics, J.C. Tremblay has been good on 78% of the passes. He's made 9 passes so far, and Pat Stapleton has completed 88% of his checking. These are statistics that we'll throw at you from time to time to give you an indication of how the individuals are doing. Now, this is a brand new computer, but unfortunately it's only programmed to handle one team so far, but eventually the game recorder will handle others. We have had a lot of speculation, of course, as to the outcome of these games with the Team Canada 74 and the Soviet team. There was a lot of speculation because of the fact that Canada's team is averaging 39, or at least not averaging 39, averaging 29 years of age, but have players ranging all the way from 23 to the age of 46, and you know who that is. I asked Goody today how it was for young Mark and Marty not to be selected for this first game, and he said, well, it's always disappointing to everybody, but of course they're pros. And he said, you don't have to worry about it, but they are pros. There's a look at our good friend Nikolai Ozerov, the Soviet play-by-play commentator, with Igor Cherikov. They're on the phone to Moscow there now, as you can see, getting ready to start the second period, as these games are being televised back to the Soviet Union, so you know that about 100 million people will be looking on. Well, it's tomorrow over there now. Now we're going to start second period, and Coach Billy Harris will be starting the French selection line. That is with Regine Houle, Serge Bernier, and Mark Tardif. Bernier and Houle with the Quebec Nordiques, and Tardif will play with the Michigan Stags. Going back at the fence, Whitey Stapleton and J.C. Tremblay. Center ice is going to be Petrov with Harmelov on the left wing and number 13, Mihailov on the right side. And the second period is underway with Canada leading 1-0. Here's Bernier on the right side to Houle, and Houle is called offside. I think from day one in training camp that Regine Houle has been the fastest player on the club. But as we tried to make our prediction as to who would do what, I kind of felt that Ralph Backstrom would be one of the keys to this club, because Backstrom has just been a sensational backchecker throughout the series against the Western Junior All-Stars. Here's Regine Houle again, flipping it in and moving in. Canadians are only sending one man in, keeping two men back. The play comes out to Mihailov. Mihailov intercepted by J.C. Tremblay, who dumps it right back in again. Now there's a play. There's going to be a penalty called here on Regine Houle as he jumped. Alexander Gusev is called for tripping. Joseph Kampala, watch it for yourself.
He gets the stick up kind of high, and I just think he caught him sort of off balance. I guess he hit him on the knee, and down he went. It has to be a tripping penalty, but it's he let a lot more than that go in the first period, Johnny.
Well, I thought that with Joseph Kampala, who was in the big Heru over in Moscow, I thought that he would let an awful lot go in this series, and he did in the first period.
Well, he made the period. He sure did. It helped.
Well, they're playing rough, tough hockey if they'll just let him play hockey. But now is the first opportunity for that famous Russian power play. It's number 17, Harlamov. Bruce McGregor's out there killing penalties with Paul Henderson. Here's Harlamov going over the line. He shoots. That's loose in front of the net. It bounces out to the wing. Here's a race for it with McGregor losing it to Gusev. And then it bounces off the leg and goes out to Harlamov at center ice. Harlamov is being hounded there by Paul Henderson. Back up to center ice again is J.C. Tremblay. Watch him kill time here. Good move by Tremblay. Henderson goes in to do some bumping, keeps the puck inside the Soviet zone. Canadians are going pretty deep, but they're only sending one man in. Now it's Mihailov at the blue line. Pass to the corner to Petrov. Petrov looking to set it up. It's broken up by J.C. Tremblay. To Mihailov. Mihailov around the boards to Vasiliev, number 6. Vasiliev back over to the corner again. That is picked off by J.C. Tremblay with a minute to go in the penalty. That is fired down the ice. Shot is blocked by the goalkeeper, Tretiak. Vasiliev leading the four-man attack at center ice. Up to the Canadian blue line. Tremblay knocked the puck off his stick for a moment, and then he dropped the stick on the ice to intercept the pass. It's Mihailov back to the blue line, getting set. They're in that four-man box. They fake the shot. They bang at it. And the goalkeeper is down. Tremblay goes over to help Cheevers get the stick. It's back to Gusev. Gusev with 20 seconds left in the penalty. Back out in front. Gusev shot. It's franked off the stick of Yakushev. To Vasiliev. Vasiliev can't get a shot. Back over to Vasiliev again. It's knocked off the stick and cleared down the ice. Mark Tardif, number 22, and we have 5 seconds left to go in the penalty. Back come the Soviets, led at center ice by Alexander Gusev. Gusev back out to the line to Maltsev. Maltsev shoots. Oh, and it's a great save by goaltender Jerry Cheevers, and the Canadians are back at full strength. The puck is held against the boards, and they finally get a whistle on the play. One thing I noticed out there, Howie, and the fans might look for it, when those players are next to each other, boy, they're taking two-handed shots on those ankles.
They sure are. The only time we're in trouble in that whole period is when Bernier went out to the point. Just watch the Russians throw this puck around, and a great save by Cheevers. Just a great save.
Frank Mahavlich feeds the pass out to Gordie Howe. Gordie Howe being caught from behind by number 8, Kapustin. Here comes Kapustin. And it's right in front of Mahavlich. And he hit the goalpost. Frank Mahavlich putting it out in front to Gordie Howe. Howe stick handling with it. And he loses it. He gets it back again. Back to pass. Over in front to Mahavlich. Over in front to shoot. Tretiak kicked that one out. Canadians pouring pressure on as Shadrin starts Maltsev away at center ice. Maltsev in front of the net, and the pass is intercepted by Mahavlich. Here comes Mahavlich with 3 men back. He tries to stick handle through, but Shadrin brings it back. Maltsev at center ice. The pass over on the left wing is to Shadrin, and Rick Smith blocked it. Ralph Backstrom for Canada, fighting for it along the boards. Loses control of the puck, but he ties up his man, which is what you must do. And Gordie Howe clears to center. Canada leading 1-0. And coming back for it is Yuri Lyapkin. He got a goal and 5 assists against Canada in the 72 series. Here comes a great young player, but the rebound off the goal pad of Jerry Cheevers back to Sigankov. Back to Maltsev. And the faked the shot, and the puck was knocked out to center ice. Back comes Anisin, number 22. Anisin being tied up by Johnny McKenzie. Here comes the puck loose on the opposite side as McKenzie gave him a rap. Lebedev on the wing over there to Bodnov. Bodnov at the Canadian line. The pass over to Anison, and he lost it through his skates. Anison is bumped in there by Bobby Hull. And Lacroix goes back of his own goal. There's going to be a penalty called here. Here comes the puck out to the line, and it picks off, and the whistle blows. And he looks like he's going to be calling a double. Andre Lacroix. See if we can get what happened on the replay as Johnny McKenzie goes in.
A little bit of hooking right here. Now watch the Russian player come through the center. There's the only chance, and the Canadians forgot to pick up the Russian player coming through the middle. He's home free, but we couldn't get him to him because 16 does a great job of checking. As long as the Canadian fellas continue to take the man, as they have been doing, the Russians are going to get very few scoring chances.
Well, the double penalty is Lyapkin from the Soviets and Johnny McKenzie, a 37-year-old Wrangler who's just in perfect shape. He said he hasn't been feeling this good in years. So it'll be Whitey Stapleton and J.C. Tremblay with Henderson and Walton to kill off the penalty. And for the Soviets, it'll be Harlamov and Mihailov. Stapleton takes it around the back of his own net. Tries to dump it out to Henderson, but he loses it. And it's picked off now by Mike Walton. Mike Walton drops it for J.C. Tremblay. Tremblay starts up the center. Long pass over to Walton, breaking right in. He cuts in front, he hit the side of the net as Mike Walton went it in just a half a stride too deep. Back comes Mihailov. Mihailov is cut from behind by Henderson. And the puck goes out, and it's called offside. What a back checker that Henderson has turned out to be.
He sure comes back. He really does. Great pass here, and Henderson stayed on Henderson's stick, and he just had to pick it out of the air. This Walton here, if he cuts a little more, let it go for the short side.
1 minute and 31 seconds remaining in the double penalties. Well, as I said earlier, these members of Team Canada, they're emotionally high, and the fans here in Quebec have just given them tremendous emotional support. Serge Bernier is out there with Regine Houle to kill off the balance of the penalty. Now it's Vasiliev, number 6, back for the Soviets. He's a good rushing defenseman with Gusev. Here's Gusev, number 2, feeding it ahead to Harlamov. But Harlamov couldn't see a clear pass, so he goes for the big skate. Gusev to Vasiliev. Vasiliev at the line. Here's Mihailov. Mihailov with Vasiliev. It's out in front, and it's a break. Here he comes on the right side with Bernier. One man back. Bernier with Houle trying to get it through. He goes it to Houle, but it hit his stick and went astray. Could not get a shot off it. Gusev with Bernier. He fires it around the back of the net. 14:26 remaining in the second period. Canada leading 1-0. Down the left side, it's Mihailov. Mihailov has been getting tremendous ice time. Gusev stopped there by Bernier. Gets away from Bernier. Puts it in front. And it hopped over the stick there of number 17, Harlamov. But Pat Stapleton has him tied up. Now it's Bernier. Bumped by Mihailov. And it's around the boards to Mihailov. 27 seconds left in the penalty. Here's the pass. J.C. Tremblay with Bernier, and the pass did not go across. Gusev put a stick down. He almost deflected it into his own net. Now they got Mihailov winding up on the wing. Tremblay over to Backstrom, and Backstrom had it hop over the stick, or he would have been home free. Face-off will come back out to the center red line. We have 6 seconds left in the double penalties.
Playing 4 aside, it sure is a freewheeling, wide-open game, and all Tremblay had to do was get that puck a little bit in the air and over the stick, and Bernier had a whale of a chance.
Head coach Boris Kalagin with Yurzanov and Konstantin Lokchev, 2 great former players with the Soviet team. They're now assistant coaches. The teams are back at full strength. Maltsev, number 10, left wing pass, puts it back into Lachenko. Lachenko being shadowed by Gordie Howe. But Howe doesn't go in too deep. He makes him make the play. Puck is brought out to center ice, and there's Schmier hitting Kapustin. Here comes Canada, led by Gordie Howe inside that Soviet zone. But the puck comes out to the Soviet blue line. The pass over to Kapustin. Kapustin got from behind on a beautiful back-checking job by Paul Schmier. Here is Shadrin. Shadrin back to the line. There's a shot that's off the target. Back over to Sigankov. Here's a breakaway. Going down there with Mahovlich and Backstrom. Now, let's see, will he shoot? He shot! And the shot hit a pad. Back over to Paul Schmier. It's deflected in front. And the Canadians are trapped. Here come 4 Russians at the blue line. Rick Smith with that long poke check steers him wide. It's out to Lutchenko. Scores! Vladimir Lutchenko all the way from the blue line. Let a shot go right along the ice, and it's a 1-1 hockey game.
You begin to see signs here of the pace telling on the Canadian team. They're getting caught too deep in the Russian zone, and they're just not able to come back. We got caught with 2 men on the fly in that goal, Johnny.
With the score, Canada won and the Soviets won. This is game 1 from Quebec City.
Even if I trained until 1976, there's no way I'd make it into this Olympic Stadium in Montreal. I'm just too old. But hundreds of young Canadian athletes will be here with the help from the O'Keefe Sports Foundation. They're helping our kids prepare to meet and possibly beat the best in the world. You know, the O'Keefe Sports Foundation assists more than 35 amateur sport groups. Hey, is that any way to run a brewery? You bet it is.
"12 minutes, 34 seconds remaining in the second period, a 1-1 hockey game. Now it's Bobby Hull's line with Andre Lacroix and Johnny McKenzie. McKenzie at center. The pass was behind Hull. Johnny McKenzie throws a check at the Canadian blue line, knocked the puck back out to center ice. Andre Lacroix picks it up. Lacroix over to Bobby Hull. Bobby Hull was shot from behind, and he couldn't hold on to it. Now it's brought back out at center ice. It's taken there by Brad Selwood. Kuznetsov, back of the goal. Long forward pass to his own line to Anisin. Over to Johnny McKenzie as the pass went astray. Bobby Hull is knocked down, and play carries right on. Out to the blue line. Here is Bruce McGregor trying to keep it inside that Soviet zone. Lacroix just fighting like a demon down there. Still has the puck. Puts it out in front. They bang at it. And it just went by the goalpost. Bobby Hull is bumped. He has the puck. Hull puts it out in front again. And they were changing players and were caught a man short. Back come the Russians 2-on-2. Here's Lebedev. Lebedev trying to get that backhand pass to Anisin. Anisin's shot never got away as he lost it in his skates. Back to the blue line. There's Anisin being bumped by Ricky Lee. Puck is taken there into the corner by Selwood. And they're really doing some shoving in front of that net. It's back to Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov takes a shot. Bobby Hull checks him, but he's still got the puck. Puck goes to the corner. They're trying to throw it out. Oh, they had Mike Walton all alone at center ice, but they couldn't get the pass out as Lebedev and Ricky Lee were tying each other up in the corner. 1-1 hockey game. First game in the 8-game series. That'll be in Toronto on Thursday night, in Winnipeg on Saturday afternoon, and in Vancouver on Monday night. Mike Walton, scoring champion of the WHA, goes out there against Petrov, number 16 for the Soviets. From the draw, it's back to Stapleton, to Tremblay. Tremblay ahead, but he can't get it out. Taken out by Mike Walton, cutting in. A man back, pass across, and shoot! Oh, what a great save as Carl Henderson had Tretiak gone down on one knee, and he let the shot go right at him. At center ice, it's taken again by Henderson, who threw a bump at Harlamov. The pass over here now to Mike Walton, but it goes too far, and it's called back for icing.
That Henderson's speed certainly stands him in good stead. He picked up a great pass from Walton there, and Tretiak had to be very good to make the save.
Billy Harris had some tough decisions to make. A lot of the players, of course, they all wanted to play in the first game, and he said they'll all play in the series. He said his final decision came down between Frank Mahovlich or Mark Howe, and he chose Mahovlich, who had such an outstanding game in the last game in Edmonton, and that was the deciding factor. Here's Vasilyev's shot blocked, and Canada led by Bernier. Bernier out to the line. It's called offside. Went over 2 lines. Have a look at the intermission, the referee's clinic at intermission today to show you how some of them are picked and how some of them are trained for this series. Here comes Bernier. He cuts into center ice, and he goes over on the right wing and overskated the puck as the center ice pass came from Regine Houle. Now at center. There's a tremendous body check, and he flattens Harleman. Mikhailov back over there now to Petrov. Petrov to Vasiliev. Going in over the line, and the shot does not go across. Vasiliev back out in front to Mikhailov. A bouncing puck is taken by Bernier. Here comes Serge Bernier, looking for that long pass. Here we go. Cardiff getting first their shot, but he's too far into the corner, so he looks for the pass out. Back to the blue line to J.C. Tremblay. Tremblay uses it inside the Canadian zone, but back after it goes Serge Bernier. Bernier comes out to the side of his own net. He's cut from behind there by Petrov and came dangerously close. Russians have it again, but this time it's picked up by J.C. Tremblay. Tremblay racing down the right side with Regine Houle. Tremblay looking for somebody to pass it to, and it's knocked off the stick onto the stick of Mikhailov. Mikhailov going in with Vladimir Petrov, and it's off the back of the boards and the back of the net, and finally brought back out on the right side. Here we go. Breaking right in there is Backstrom, but there'll be a penalty called here. A half a stride, and Backstrom would have been home free. If there's such a thing as a good penalty, I guess that's the one to take, Howie.
Well, he's pretty safe in calling it. We want to show you this great check by Houle on Harleman. Here's the penalty call coming up in here. Yes, they did take the feet from under him. No doubt about it.
And the signs flash up, go Canada go across the rink. We'll have a look now at our first opportunity of
Here's the check. Just watch this. Isn't this something? Look at him line them up. Hey, just great bodily contact. Woo! Who parked that truck there, he's wondering.
Regine Houle only goes 165 pounds. Vasiliev 180. Now the Canadians have a chance for a power play, and they try to hold it in. It's taken there by Paul Spear, and a great play to Gordie Howe. Howe with Mahovlich in front of the net. Back to Backstrom. Over to Bobby Hull. He shoots. Hits the side of the net. And it's knocked into the corner again. There's Backstrom fighting over to Hull. Hull with Smear. He shoots. And that hit a leg. It's knocked over there to Smear. Smear holds it in. And Smear is knocked down. Here comes Chadron. Chadron at center ice. Canadians had a great shot off that power play as the Big M winds up in front of his own goal. Down that right side. Gets away from Yakishev. The pass out to Gordie Howe at center is intercepted and shot back in. Minute and 17 seconds left in the penalty, and here comes Bobby Hull with Gordie Howe. What a combination. Mahovlich is the other winger. Going into the corner, Gordie Howe goes in to fight for it. He and Sigankov have it. Back to Walton, out in front. Here's Bobby Hull, shoots, good! Bobby Hull!
Howe makes this check here. He takes the Russian right out and hangs on to him. Walton picks it up, throws it out in front of the net. And Big Shorty, how about that shot? Wrapped it in off the boat. The crowd's going wild here in Quebec.
Bobby Hull, who has scored 658 regular season goals, 1,268 points, and we now have a 2-1 hockey game. So with the score, Canada 2, the Soviets 1. This is game 1 from Quebec City.
Believe me, when we light the Olympic torch on this site in 1976, everyone will share in Canada's pride. You and I can help participate in Canada's first Olympic Games and make them a great success by buying these beautiful sterling silver Olympic coins. 7 sets of 4 coins each are being issued. Series 2 is available now. Order your coins today. The minting is limited. Olympic coins are available at banks, financial institutions, and authorized coin distributors.
Bobby Hull. Gordie Howe and Mike Walton get credit for the assist on the goal. 7 minutes. 7 minutes and 50 seconds left in the period, and the Canadians take it right back down to Soviet territory with Paul Henderson holding it there for the whistle. Henderson, who joins the Toronto Toros along with the Big M. And the Big N, Big Nadamansky, I'll bet you he's kind of enjoying this back there in Toronto tonight. Walton with Bruce McGregor on his right wing. Henderson goes in bumping, and the puck comes back out to the blue line. There's Ricky Lee. He shot one wide. Here's Walton. He shoots. Oh, it went by the corner as Mike Walton gave it a great try. It's Henderson tying up number 22, Anisin. Got out of here by Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov at center to Maltsev. Maltsev at the line, tries to slide through, and there's going to be a penalty called here to Brad Selwood, as Selwood dumped the Soviet player. And now the Soviets get a chance for the power play.
Walton had quite a chance to score a goal there. All he had to do was get it up high, but in the WHA they're allowed a severely curved stick, and he just got the puck along the ice. Tretiak come up with a great save. Here's the penalty coming up. I don't know about that.
Well, he got him. It's a bit of a swan dive, but also a pretty good pull on the stick by Selwood. No penalties in the first period, but we've now had 5 in the second period. Brad Selwood, the 25-year-old defenseman from the New England squad. And now Canada sends out Mahovlich out there along with Ralph Baxham to kill off the penalty. Whitey Stapleton is out there along with J.C. Tremblay. And now the power play for the Soviets, being led by big Alexander Yakushev, number 15. Yakushev at the line, drops a pass over to Maltsev. He's got a man in front of the net. Back to Luchenko. Luchenko shoots as a bouncing puck goes through. And Mahovlich takes it against the boards but can't clear it out. It's brought out in front of the net. There's a shot. Oh, a great save by Jerry Cheever. J.C. Tremblay flips it high in the air and down the ice. He wasn't going to take any chances on having that puck trapped inside his own zone. Maltsev has it picked off again by Frank Mahovlich. Mahovlich killing time. He gets over the line and he fires it down with 1:10 left in the penalty. Serge Bernier is now out there along with Ray Giannoul killing off the penalty. Up there now it's number 5, Yuri Lyapkin. He can't make hay with it, and they're trying to tie it up along the boards and get a whistle on the play. Referee Jim LeBlanc, the Canadian linesman. There'll be a Canadian and a Soviet linesman in each game, but we could have a Polish referee, a West German referee, a Canadian referee, or Russian referee in each of the games. 54 seconds left in the penalty, and it's Bernier going to center. Now with Vasiliev, number 6. He takes a look, trying to get set up properly here to make the best advantage of the 47 seconds left in the power play. It's Harlamov being hounded by Houle. He's up center. Harlamov can fly. Going over the line, trying to break the right throw. He scores! Oh, a sensational goal by Harlamov, who broke right through there, and he shot it to the top right-hand corner. There was no mistake about that one, Howie. That was pro all the way.
All right. You don't see that type too often. Just a great play. The wings were open, and this is the problem why the defense had to split. Just look at that shift. Now watch him tuck it upstairs, too. Just hits Cheever's stick right upstairs underneath the crossbar. Here he comes again from the other end. This is just a great shot. Look at how the defense opens up. Tremblay waves at him, tries to hook him. They get him with the stick, but too late, and in she goes.
The 2-2 hockey game, 5:51 remaining in the second period. And the play comes out on center ice. Led over here now by number 11, Yuri Lebedev. Lebedev, here's intercepted. Lorie McKenzie goes better to shoot. Here comes the rebound, and Bobby Hull couldn't get to it. Back out at center ice, at the line, and there's Badanov being knocked down by a good hip check, and the puck bounces to center. Vasiliev was given credit for an assist on that goal. There's going to be a penalty called here as Paul Smear and Bobby Hull together hit Lebedev. And once again, we'll have a Canada for the man in the penalty box. It's Paul Smear. Power plays have been a factor. The last two goals were scored on power plays.
Punition équipe Canada, le numéro 18, Paul Smear, 2 minutes pour avoir fait trébucher. Le temps, 14 minutes, 38 secondes. Team Canada penalty, number 18, Paul Smear, 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 14 minutes, 38 seconds.
Gregor goes out to kill off the penalty with Henderson. Stapleton takes it around the boards and clears it to the line, but not out. Taken by Harlamov. Harlamov passes it over on the wing, is kept in. Gusev fakes a shot, fires the pass to the corner. Canada sitting in the four-man box now, trying to force the play by the Russians. You'll notice McGregor's not rushing out to the puck carrier there. It's knocked high in the air, comes right back onto the Soviet stick and went wide of the post. It's Harlamov. Harlamov right in front of that net. Puck bounced over Petrov's stick. Back to the blue line to Gusev. Gusev fakes a shot, then lets it go. Checked by Cheevers to the corner. Back to the line again to Gusev. Gusev shoots. That's a block. It's taken by Paul Henderson. Henderson fires it down the ice. Minute and 11 seconds left in the penalty, and it's a 2-2 hockey game. Frank Mahovlich comes out with Ralph Baxter now to kill penalty. It's Petrov on a drop pass for Harlamov. Harlamov shoots, it's deflected. Goes up over the glass and out of play.
That takes great discipline to maintain your position in the box like that with the Russians throwing the puck around the outside.
Rather starting to get over the jitters. I recall before the first game of the last series, Paul Henderson saying that his body was so tight and brittle that you expected it to shatter on the first impact. Well, I'm sure that a lot of them feel that way, but there have been some shattering impacts so far in this game, and they're both settled down and they're playing outstanding hockey with 4 minutes and 11 seconds left in this second period. Now the Soviets with a power play. It's Kapustin. He's stopped by the Canadian defenseman. And it's Mahovlich is taking a body check from Sigankov. Well, catch Big Frank like that, but he comes roaring back. Here's Maltsev in over that line. Maltsev has it taken away from him and dumped out to center ice. Knocked down by number 7, Sigankov. Kapustin, number 8. Around his own goal. Back out to Shadrin. Shadrin hit by Mahovlich. Back over to Ricky Lee as the Canadians are killing off time here. Oh, Apkin breaking in, but the puck is bouncing. They're all taking whacks at it. Nobody seems to get control of it. Here is Shadrin, and now the teams are back at full strength, but the Russians have control in the Canadian zone. Back off the board. It's Maltsev. Maltsev being shadowed by Backstrom. Taken off the stick of the goalkeeper, Jerry Cheevers. And Ricky Lee goes back of his own goal. He's caught from behind. Shadrin has it. And Smear runs him in the boards, and Smear is going to take a penalty. Well, Howie, this is the thing that they were very worried about in training camp. Paul Smear is a rough, rugged hockey player. He likes to run at people.
Well, he run at him there, and all he had to do was keep the stick down. It would have been a great check had he just kept the stick down below the hips. look at this. He brings it up. The referee has no choice when you get the stick in the hand up and nail him like that. Our problem all started here, though, that when we got possession of the puck, then our three forwards moved out again, and that puts too much pressure on the two defensemen that are handling the puck in deep.
Team Canada's penalty to number 18, Paul Schmier. 2 minutes.
Here's another angle on that check.
Time of the penalty, 17 minutes and 2 seconds.
And it hurt. There you can see him heading in. Here he comes. Now watch him get the stick up and the glove up. Pretty good contact, but a little illegal.
They have to keep holding play up as rubbish is being thrown on the ice. They were fortunate to survive that last penalty, but you know, you can only give the Russians so many power plays before they're going to crank one on you.
Well, I just sit here and shudder when we start to play offense before we get the puck out over our blue line.
Whitey Stapleton flipped that puck right in front of his own net, clears it to the line, but not out. Here it is back out in front. Oh, what a shot by Lebedev goes wide. They bang it, the loose puck to score! With Petrov standing right out in front of the goal and nobody there to cover him. And now the Soviets go in front 3-2. So the power play continues to work.
The Russians keeping it in. The problem here again is that we get control of the puck and throw it out to the point. And from the point, the Russians keep it in, and we get running around. There the puck is kept in. It's fed back in front, where there are 2 Canadians and 3 Russians. 2 Canadian players go after the puck, and there's the Russian home free with the 2 chaps who are out too far, coming in too late.
Here comes the break now with Bernier going in. He got Tardif on the left wing, but he couldn't get that pass across. Around the back of the net is Bodnov. Bodnov to Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov starting out on that long forward pass to Lebedev, who's waiting up at the center red line to Bodnov. Bodnov going in. He's caught from behind by Tardif. He kind of let his shot go, but it was weak as he was being tied up by Tardif. Soviets leading 3-2, and that's the first time they've been in front. But they've been doing it with the advantage of the power play. 3-2 the score. One of the things that concerned Billy Harris with his defenseman was not so much, well, hitting like that and taking penalties, but rushing defensemen. He was afraid that defensemen like J.C. Trombley might try to carry the puck too much. Now, with the Soviets inside the Canadian zone, is Bobby Hull with Andre Lacroix. Rick Smith takes that pass over to Johnny McKenzie, and he couldn't get going with it. Back they come to that Canadian line. Bodnov. Bodnov back over in front to Anise, and he shoots. And that shot is blocked in front of the net. Back comes Bobby Hull. Bobby Hull stick handling across on the line with Paul Schmier. And the pass went too far astray. Back comes Schmier. Schmier back inside his own zone to Ricky Lee, or to Rick Smith rather. And it's back to Paul Schmier. Schmier at center. Pass is blocked. Bodnov has it. Bodnov to Anison. Anison looks for that drop pass to Lebedev. Lebedev is hit. 2 Canadians rushing in to throw the body check, and that's a mistake. Here comes Lacroix going in. Lacroix cannot get that pass across. Here's Andrew Lacroix to Bobby Hull, who shoots just wide of the net. Right out in front again. Here they race for that loose puck, and Rick Smith shoots. They bang at it, and they hold it out underneath Tretiak. Kuznetsov and little Andre Lacroix were having a shoving duel in front of that net, but Tretiak had the puck underneath him.
Watch this blazer. Isn't that something else by Hull just off the post? Here's the loose puck. Great save. 2 Canadians trying to put the puck in the net, and we just can't get it in.
They're getting those chances. And it was nice to see them come roaring back like that, so that one goal that was just scored out and won't take too much steam out. And Frank Mahavlich's shot is a soft one along the ice. Looked like he changed his mind between a slap shot and a wrist shot and let it go very weakly. Now Gordie Howe. Back over at center ice to Selwood. Over the left side to Mahavlich. Mahavlich going in over the blue line. Trying to work it out in front of the net. They loose. Here it is. Oh, and off the stick of Ralph Backstrom, and he couldn't get his shot. Kapustin. Down the line, he's hit there by Lee, maintains his balance, however, and now it's into the corner. Out in front, here comes Ricky Lee looking for somebody to pass it to. Nobody's open. Finally put it right out of the stick of Kapustin. Kapustin is stopped. It's back to the blue line. And Gennady Tsigankov, number 7, back out at center. Passing it around now to Lyapkin. Lyapkin, number 5, with 24 seconds left in the period. Lyapkin fakes a pass, still has it. Intercepted by Gordie Howe. And the Canadians are backing in now, playing a little more defensive-minded hockey. Out come the Russians at the blue line, and there's Lee throwing the body check that misses. He almost let the wingman slide by and get a shot on him. Mike Walton with one hand dumps it out, and he goes over the line, but the buzzer sounds to end the second period. So the Soviets, with the advantage of the power play, come back with 2 goals to finally go on top 3-2. But I think that the discussion in the intermission this time will have a lot to do with the runs that they're taking in the corners, keeping the sticks down so that they're not being trapped with those penalties, because the Russian power play is just simply too potent, and you can't afford to let them have that too many chances. With the score, the Soviets 3 and Canada 2, this is Game 1 from Quebec City.